All right, good morning. Good morning. All right, everybody, how's that tour? Alan came up to me afterwards and said, you realize, we're just one piece of this much larger puzzle. A paraphrase, but basically, this one component that we're all part of here at Epson, and all the different things that we do, that vertical integration, the partnerships. I love seeing that. So we're glad that we got to give you that tour and you get to experience that. So thank you very much. A couple of housekeeping things. So obviously there's some drinks and coffee and whatnot in the back. If you go out of this door and around the corner, kind of behind this building, right past the ATM, that's where the restrooms are at. We kind of pass those as coming from the robot room. We'll stop for lunch and whatnot. The presentation you're about to receive, just want to remind everyone, as our reps, you're under NDA. This is very important what we're about to show you with the new product. The embargo date is August 20th. So please don't take any pictures and stuff, record it, share it. We understand we're also going to ask you to go get meetings, prep those meetings for CDA, but we need you to handle that very delicately because we don't want this out in public at all before the embargo date of August 20th.
Cool. 28th to 28th.
August 20th. The press release of on the 20th. And with that, I'm going to turn over to Mike History. Mike, great.
Well, good morning. I want to first of all thank all you guys for coming out and spending some time with us. I know you're busy and have a lot of things going on, and we really appreciate you carving the time out and coming out. I hope everybody had a good time last night. Good. And I know we've got some more stuff here over the next 2 days, so looking forward to spending some more time with you and getting your thoughts on things. I'm going to keep it real simple and brief because I want to get into the meat of the presentation with some other folks who have some really good material. But I did, that's me, there we go. I did want to start off, and I have to thank Mr. Charlie Bornese. Charlie? Yeah. Privilege of working with Charlie since 2011. He has been an absolute soldier, a leader. He's been a pain in the ass. In a good way. He's kept us on our toes. He's given us a ton of feedback. We were so lucky to get him. And he has really been a key architect of a lot of the things we've been doing over the last several years leading into where we are now. Charlie, I cannot thank you enough for everything that you've done. We would not be here today without all the great work that Charlie Bornese has done. Thanks very much. I also want to thank all of you, especially those of you who've been with us for a long time or for several years. We really appreciate the support. It's been a growing situation for us. The market, we've made investments in it, but we've had to make some adjustments. And I think what you're going to see here today and over the next 2 days, you're going to see we're really taking it seriously. So look out, the best is yet to come. We're going to be talking a lot about where we are now, what we're going to be doing going into CD, of course. And then want to get your guys' input on that because we want to start mapping out our strategies also for the upcoming 3 to 5 years. So, I think maybe a key theme for us for the event, at least from my perspective, I hope you guys will leave here and feel the level of commitment that we have to this business in projection overall, but more importantly to you guys and what we're trying to do here in the CI channel. We also call it HE Pro, but we are really doubling down. We know that some other folks maybe aren't doing that. Great. We want to take advantage of it. And we're coming at it hard. I want you to know we really are listening. And if nothing else, the commitment, and I hope you will feel and agree at the end that, we've been listening. I've been to a number of these events over the last couple of years. Those of you who were there were very, very candid with me many times. I got the message. Charlie was too. And I want to thank you for that feedback. We tried to process it and really come back and we want to show you guys that we were hearing you. It's a super exciting time for our business. Our teams are revved up. Of course, we're really excited to have Jason, Rob, and Joe, I call them the Three Musketeers, and Doug McMahon leading the charge for us here as we move into CD and moving forward. So it should be a really exciting time. We also have several folks from Japan here. They're here today. We also have several that will be joining us at CEDIA. And so they'll be listening, and as you get a chance to meet and talk with them, please feel free to share your thoughts with them as well. So again, I want to thank you guys for your time. Thank you for the commitment you've given us over years, and I don't want to take any more time away from the products and our selling strategy. So I think, oh, by the way, our focus, in addition to compact, precise, and efficient, which Keith was talking about, here we're very focused on the products, the people, the process, the programs, and taking this thing to a whole nother level. I've asked Jason, I've asked Doug, and the team, we want to be number one in this market. And we want to move now. So any thoughts you guys have now or later about how we can do that or do a better job, don't hesitate to let me know. Okay, I think a little more on commitment, you can read these words later. I think I pretty much covered it. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over, I think, Doug, you up? Here we go. Guys, thank you.
Thanks, Mike. That's me. I'm on Mike's team, I'm responsible for a number of different categories in North America, including many of what you saw today, not just the pro energy product, but certainly the consumer products also.
Your mic's not working.
Is it just him?
Yeah.
Tech support. So I'm responsible for.
Move your hand up.
You have to move your hand up.
Cover the antenna at the bottom.
Thank you. I'm responsible for a bunch of different categories and a number of different customers within the consumer division, but also we have a tremendous amount of focus, as you can now tell, in the CI division. I'm going to take you through just a quick chart. It's a little busy, but this is a quick timeline over the last couple of years of where we are, and then short term where we're going. It's critical on the where we're going part that we have your input. So 2022 and back, you had Charlie. I mean, Charlie was the one-man band for us in this channel. In 2023, we began to build and evolve in anticipation for where we are today by adding Jason Russell. He joins us from Screen Innovations. Across this top timeline here, Rob Brennan, who you either know or will meet, and Joe Utley, leading us up to the Los Alamitos rep meeting. So this is where we are today. Obviously, we're queuing up for CEDIA, and then as you know, Charlie, many of you know, I presume everybody knows at this point, Charlie's retiring after CEDIA in September. On a product timeline, you guys who've been with us for a long time know that we've had a core group of one or two products. What you'll see today are we have some new models, surprise. So we'll be talking about that and how we're going to align to drive those into the market and take that number one share that we're all aligned to accomplish. We've had some notable changes, more probably to come, but so our longtime rep in Texas, Lucas, dissolved, and we added Bella McCoy to cover that market. Also changes in the Southwest. We have by design as Oliver left the market. And if anybody anticipates changes or mergers or other shifts, we'd love to work with you on how we evolve with you. As a result of some of those changes, we've evolved how we cover the market from a distribution standpoint. It's market by market. It's by no means a trend, but we'd like to know how you feel we best cover each of the markets to go do what we're all going to be aligned to do. So we've added some specialty distributors. We have some like Volutone in Southern California, and Wade in Texas. Some of you told us that you would prefer to not be a distributor any longer. Others of you very much want to stay in the rep distribution business. We just want to work with you on what that looks like and how we align to best cover the market together. Then, number of dealers is less important than quality and than quality of dealers. So going back to, the good old days, we had, a couple thousand. We're seeing huge upswings in new dealers that are being added as we begin a more aggressive approach to the market. And we think that, in the near term, we'll go from about 1,900 to about 2,700 with your help. So with that, I want to introduce our new national, Jason Russell.
Yeah, so super excited to be here. I mean, with you all, the group is just, so tenured, and I love that Keith asked you to raise your hands and see who's been here for the longest. It's just exciting to see such a group that's been committed to Epson for so long, and here we are. So I'm going to talk a lot more tomorrow. So for that, I'm just going to kind of breeze through this. I do want to make a couple of introductions, and I apologize for not going to introduce everybody in the room because we've just spent too long doing that. But as Doug mentioned, recently hired Joseph Utley, who came over from Street Innovations as well. And many of you know Joseph. So Joseph, say that real quick for me, please. Also, along with Joseph's new hire, Rob Brennan in the back room, just hammering away on his computer, working away. Troy and I will continue to work really close as we near his retirement and transition through, and we're just really excited to share with you what's next. I know from a rep perspective, you probably all know each other, right? It's a pretty small community, so I'm happy that you guys get to mingle and talk and have some of our social hours and continue to do that. And if we haven't got to get a little deeper on some conversations, we look forward to doing that. And with that, I will turn it over to Melvin.
Thank you, Jason. Welcome to Epson. I'm glad you guys can be here. For those of you who don't know me, I think I know maybe most of you, but my name is Melvin Diaz. I've been with Epson just over 2 years, and I've started from the ground up, joining the company to help plan this new product line. So I'm really excited to share with you today the Q series of products here. Joining me on the stage later, they will come and speak deep about technology, are two engineers, Tomoya Mizutani-san, and Mizutani-san is responsible for optical engineering. So the core technology behind our 3-chip 3LCD engine and everything around optics, Mizutani-san and his group are responsible for. And then we also have Yuma Izawa. Izawa-san, Izawa-san is responsible for mechanical engineering, so heating, cooling, making sure that our products are quiet, precise, compact, and efficient. Izawa-san's team is responsible from the visual products engineering department. And last but not least is Mr. Matsumoto, who maybe many of you know from our marketing and sales department, and he's almost like our daily contact at Seiko Epson as we plan this product and plan the business with you all. So really glad to have you here, and we're going to go ahead and dive into this. YQ series. Well, before YQ series, we're going to talk about the voice of the customer. We really planned this product line with your input. Like, my background is about product planning. If many of you might not know, my background is in product planning and engineering, where I spent over 20 years in the automotive industry, planning navigation systems, infotainment systems, and car audio systems, followed by strategic partnerships, working with Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Apple on connectivity products for the home environment. So when I saw this job opportunity, I thought, wow, projection, that's a big screen. But there's a lot more to a big screen than meets the eye. And you're gonna see the deep technology that goes into this unit. But more importantly, how we are relating the benefit to the consumer to the technology, how we're tying the benefit of the technology to the consumer. We'll look at the Q series. We have samples here. You'll see demos later on today with Rob and the team. And then, yeah, key benefits in Epson technology. So, who knows this word besides our Japan visitors? Anybody know Japanese here? Any of our reps speak Japanese? No? Kyukyoku. Kyukyoku. Kyukyoku means the ultimate. So Kyukyoku means, it's easier to say Q in English, so we're calling it Q series, the ultimate projection series. That is the meeting, and this is the beautiful logo that Mark Radonia, I'd like to introduce Mark. Where's Mark? All right, stand up, Mark. Yeah, that's Mark on our national marketing team, strategic marketing manager. He made this beautiful logo for us. So we're going to wear that proudly and fly that proudly wherever we see it. So it first starts with, honestly, you guys. And when you think about this is probably my last Japanese lesson. But Sangen Shugi, the three realities: the real place, the real products or things, and the real facts. From a planning point of view, we want to learn all of this stuff in product management because we want to understand what are the solutions that our customers really love. Our customers means you guys, our customers means the dealers, our customers means the end user. So we take these facts and we assimilate it into a product plan, which our engineering team in Japan, along with them, we execute on. So what do? We listen to the market. And Grover, Cliff, Mark, they're all here today. I don't think Seth can make it today. And Danny Thompson is with all of the marketing, but no longer with the team here. But thank you so much. You guys were at the pioneers of planning this product at the very start of this project when I joined the company just over 2 years ago. We talked to you guys. We also deployed a survey for the first time, I'm hearing from Charlie, across the nation to our, first of all, you guys, our sales reps. And then we tested that with you guys. And then based on that sales rep survey response, we modified it, we fine-tuned it. And we asked you guys to deploy it to our dealers, which we got a lot of responses on. And they wanted the F12, so that was kind of cool. We had 3 winners. But looking forward to continuing to communicate with you on feedback for our channel as we go forward. And speaking of that, we visited the market, Redwood Marketing, the CDA Tech Summits, we visited a few of those. The TOLA event, where we met Cliff and the team, and the Watershed Group. Mark Tracy is here, right? Oh, hey Tracy. Steve. All right, yeah. And looking forward to visiting more of these. And Hershey, I should probably introduce Hershey. Where's Hershey, our channel marketing manager? She's been doing a lot to reach out to you guys. And then through Hershey, our entire team is learning about this CI channel. Because as you well know, we've been more retail focused. But as we continue to assemble this team here, we're learning deeply about the CI channel. And man, we visited the market. We brought the president of the Visual Products Division, Mr. Yoshino, and we saw some crazy stuff out there that you guys do. Right? We saw barn dominium, easy to erect a barn in Texas, and then convert that into a residential space. But look at this, bright, like garage doors, like all glass garage doors, like brutal environment for projection. A mansion with a backyard 9-hole golf course. Amazing. Cliff took us to some of these houses. BK and Cliff were at that, actually all of these. And then a lakeside mansion, 14,000 square foot mansion, and a 4,000 square foot backyard cabana. like that cabana alone is bigger than my house, right? So, many of your houses. But it was amazing, the types of installations. And if you look, these are high brightness environments. They've got an elevator lift in the mansion, great room. You have this backyard 9-hole bonus room that doesn't have any curtains at all, not even motorized. And then you have this barndominium, again, no curtains, but just exposed to the sunlight, the bright sunlight. So in summary, like from the voice of the customer point of view, this is what you told us. We need more CI channel dedicated products, and Charlie's been screaming about that for years. Epson needs higher price points. We top out at $5,000, but you guys said this is not enough. We gotta go higher. And we need to have the best-in-class dealer margin. Jason's gonna talk about that tomorrow. And availability, crucial to the dealer business. We'll talk about that as well. When we run dry, your business stops, and maybe they even turn their heads the other way and go to another vendor, right? And then finally, as we all know, we're building the team to support the CI channel. And you see that in meeting all of us here today. I'm going to spend a little bit of time in product planning, geekdom, and talk about product positioning. This is an eye chart, but I want you to really understand it because it feeds what we are going to be doing in terms of our direction towards the future. If you look at this quadrant, these quadrants, the axes on the horizontal axis is dark room and bright room, and then premium versus value. And we've heard it. We've heard Epson is the value brand. Epson's a value brand. You guys can buy a value projector. It's cheap, it's got high lumens, but we don't want that anymore. We want premium. Christie, Barco, JVC, their dark room, their premium. JVC just announced a darker, a more contrast projector, and they just keep on more contrast, more dark, deeper blacks, right? Sony will be releasing maybe something. Barco and Christie are kind of in this region, but we created this position chart a couple of years ago now. We don't want to be the value brand. We want to provide premium projection systems that are designed for bright rooms. And we want to be able to put these in that mansion, that 9-hole golf course, that barndominium, because we're all about creating premium lifestyle for our end users. All right, so you guys ready? We're gonna look at the product here. Drum roll, please. Phil. At Epson, we have a passion for quality visual performances in bright rooms. This is not a dark room, but you're seeing our business projectors in this setting, which have their advantages for PowerPoint and Excel. But what we really wanted to do is take the core technology and create something specific and special for the home environment. Because if you look at the DNA of our projectors, they're a business projector, they're an education projector, right? Many of our projectors are really great. But we wanted to create something, and we wanted to bring it home. And with that, studying visual quality was of utmost importance, and optimizing our core value of brightness within great rooms and living rooms was equally important. Amazing image quality, unmatched brightness, compact and more quiet than our commercial projectors, and a design that does not speak business projector, but that is more modern and could be integrated with modern homes. So with that, I'd like to introduce the Q series. In collaboration with Seiko Design, the Americas team provided the input about the environments, about the customer journey. We iterated on different designs, funky designs, tech designs, home designs, designs that look like stoves, designs that look like jukeboxes. We went all over the place. I have hundreds of designs. Rodrigo said no. Niels and Mike said no. Jason said no. Everybody said no. We kept on saying no, but we went back and forth. We iterated on so many designs, and we finally arrived at modern and unconventional, but yet we have to retain compact design because it needed to fit inside the home. So that I'd like to introduce the QL series. What do you guys think? The QL series, different angles here. This is the top angle. This is the side angle, but this is not that business projector that's in your classroom. This is a iconic design. It's the back panel, of course. We have the wiring cover. And Mike was really adamant about this. You gotta have it in white.
Yes.
Yeah, so it'll be available in black, it'll be available in white, and with a white power cord. Yes. You listen. This is the QL white, QL black. We also have a gold topper as an optional accessory so that you can make this, bling a little bit for those that want it. And the gold topper can also fit on the white projector. There is a specific shroud that goes over the XO2 lens that makes it blend in with your environment, makes it less look periscopy, but more integrated. This is how the back looks. This fits over the existing XO2 short throw lens. And then we will show some examples of how this could be really blend into the environment by embedding the projector in your ceiling and having the lens peek out so that it looks beautiful. We'll have an example of that at CBA. White. So that's the QL. What do you guys think? All right, we'll go into QB. QB is the second, product line that's more oriented towards home theater. So this is an evolution of the LS12000. The LS12000 stays in the lineup. The QB is now available in white at the same specification with also the same white power cord. I don't know if you would know that. And that allows us to compete because we will have a little bit more lumens, we'll have a lot better contrast ratio and visual processing capability in QB, which will make it absolutely amazing. You'll see a demo of these both here and at Bidesign in the afternoon. All right, so let's get into the technology, the benefits of the technology here. Stunning visual quality projection optimized for great rooms and living rooms. And as we mentioned, like the training decks that we passed out last year are all about brightness, color, and detail, which is how Epson promotes our projection systems in the home environment. So we'll go along those same lines with brightness, color, and detail, starting with brightness. And for the QB, we are upping the lumens on this platform 22% from 2,700 lumens to 3,300 lumens. Okay. QL 3000, 6,000 lumens. QL 7000, anybody fathom this? Unfortunately, we couldn't do 3,000, 3,000 lumens, 7,000 lumens. What QL 7000 means is actually 10,000 lumens. This is amazing, and you're going to see it. It's truly amazing. So why did Epson choose 6,000 lumens and 10,000 lumens of brightness level? Is there a logic behind that? And the answer is yes. And the answer, it's related to a concept that's called bright room contrast ratio. I'm going to spend a little bit of time here. You have dark rooms, probably can't see that. You have living rooms, and then you have sunny living rooms with a lot more light. But for dark rooms and living rooms, you can probably get away with a projector in the 3,000 lumen range, and depending on the screen type you use, if it's ceiling light projection, ambient light projection, get away with something in that lumen level. But once it becomes a sunny living room, this is where bright room contrast ratio really becomes critical, and we have to ensure that the screen and the room environment, along with the high lumen projector, is matched in your application of projection in a bright room is matched as well. So we call this bright room contrast ratio. And what bright room contrast ratio is it's the brightest white level plus ambient light over the deepest black level plus ambient light. That is bright room contrast ratio. And to explain further in detail why or how we do this, I'm going to bring up Mizutani-san, who will explain about high power laser light source and our dual axis precision shift plate. Mizutani-san.
For brightness improvement, we are using new highly efficient LED light source module. This new generation LED light source can achieve both high brightness and compactness. Our previous projectors achieved 10,000 lumen by using 6 to 7 LED packs. However, the Q-series achieved 10,000 lumen using only 4 LED multi-packages. So, as you can see, the LED lighting emitting area has been reduced about 1/4, making it possible to achieve both high efficiency and compactness in the optical system. To achieve high brightness and high resolution at the same time, we have adapted 1-inch panel with MLA and 2-axis 16 4K technology. Efficiency to achieve brightness is maximum by using 16 4K technology. 16 4K technology can have much larger pixel shape compared to native 4K panel, so more light will go through.
Thank you, Mizutani-san. We'll be back. This bright room contrast ratio was really interesting because we made a visit out to Stewart Film Screen, Rodrigo, I, Doug, and Jason, and we visited Mr. Don Stewart. And coincidentally, when talking about system brightness, he showed us his torture test lab where he had a rolling garage door, full window, and then you can have the windows or the garage door closed or the garage door open to expose light. And with this Phantom Haler Plus screen, he was able to explain that they have a concept called ambient light contrast ratio. So this is quite interesting because we're aligned, and we will do some demonstrations showing this in the theater here as well as at By Design later in the afternoon. The benefit of our high brightness is a result of the engineering that makes our projectors compact and quiet. The benefit is compact and quiet. And if you look at the competition here, VPL GTZ 380, that's huge, right? 560 by 228 by 760, 97 liters. The newer 130, almost 139 liters, quite heavy. But if you look at the noise level, what makes us stand apart from even our own business projectors is because of the new design of our projectors, the airflow, the heat dissipation capability. We were able to get the noise levels down to 33 decibels, which is really great for in-home watching and viewing. It's all about brightness, but not paying the cost of size and weight and loud fans. Our brightness advantage is not only the value that we bring, but it's about being brighter, but compact and efficient. Efficient with weight and efficient with noise. 6,000 lumens is actually 28 dB. The QL3000 is at 28 dB. In eco mode, drops down to 26 dB. And for the QL7000, it's at 33 dB, and it drops down to 26 dB level. All right. And I will bring up Izawa-san, who will explain about the core technology of the light source module and the power supply assembly. Izawa-san.
Good morning. I'm Izawa. Nice to meet you. At first, sorry my poor English. Okay. Epson are designing all parts by custom, and especially customized light source module and power supply in order to reduce the size. We have reduced LSM by 30% and the power supply by 80% at Q6. Yes, laser diode. Sorry. To achieve quietness, better cooling is important factor to achieve. We have specially designed by using vapor chamber for laser diode, and this one. Okay. And new phosphor-free with cooling fan. These have improved cooling efficiency by 22% and 30%. Thank you.
Thank you, Izawa-san. This is an amazing feat of engineering developed by Izawa-san's team. This vapor chamber heatsink, there's a heatsink that is attached to the laser diodes, and there's actually a heat pipe that is liquid filled, and the liquid, he just explained this to me yesterday. The liquid exchanges, so there's basically a hurricane in here. It's like a condensation evaporation system, which cycles cooling so that you can cool down these high-powered lasers to get 10,000 lumens of light power. So it's quite amazing feat of engineering. Water, it's water in here. Yeah. The question was, what's the liquid? It's water.
Is that one module in one projector? That's what gives you 10,000 lumens of brightness?
That's correct. Yeah, this is one module. And as you saw from Mizukani-san, the laser light engine previously was huge. It was huge. So we were able to reduce the size of this laser light module quite a bit. Yeah, it's great. We can pass this around. Just don't drop it. All right, I'll talk a little bit about lenses. Show of hands, how many of you guys sell the commercial projector lineup? Wow. Wow. That's good business for Q series, right, guys? Yeah. All right, we hope every one of you switch those over to Q series. They use the same lenses. All right? And these lenses are quite amazing. I think you guys know that. Epson precision engineered interchangeable lenses. We use a factory in Japan, really close, in Toyoshima, really close to the factory. We work with them on specifying the specification for the lenses that go into the lenses. And then these are assembled in Japan at our plants. We had a chance to visit along with Jason, and we couldn't go inside the room. It was a clean room, negative pressure factory floor, and we can peek through and we can see them, the ladies that are in the bunny suits that are assembling the lenses, but they're quite amazing. Broad range of focal lengths, supporting throw distances for virtually any room application. We'll focus on 4 for the home, but you're welcome to use more of them. Precision motorized lens adjustment for focus, shift, and zoom, and 100% made in Japan. These are the 4 that we want to focus on. Tanto, katana, Okatana, Nodachi, or XO2, M15, M10, and M11. You like that, Mike?
I love it.
All right. XO2, short throw lens. M15 is your standard lens. This is what you're going to use mostly. The M10 for middle throw and the M11 for middle long throw. The M08, yes, it can be used. However, you're going to get a hit in brightness, and you're also going to get a hit in lens shift. Not as capable. All right. So at these lumen levels, at 6,000 and 10,000 lumens, for the best performance, we recommend the M15 lens. All right. So let's talk about color. We talked about brightness, and let's talk about color. We worked with the ISF instructor team, and Rob and Jason and I, we took a trip out to Tampa, Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida. You probably know where we went. And we had a session where we brought the QD and the QL over, and we did some color checking. You know, everybody know about delta E? Who knows about delta E? Okay, delta E is the measure of error, the error off of the color accuracy. At, about 5% delta E, the casual, untrained observer, they can tell that the color's off. At 3%, maybe a careful trained observer, they can probably tell it's off. But at 2%, that's where you begin to have like a Hollywood colorist that spends his career color tweaking video to see that that color is not quite there. And then less than 1% is imperceptible by humans. Out of the box, in natural mode, we were able to test a delta E 1.45 on average. This is amazing performance. We're coming right out of the box. So really, you don't need to tweak it. It helps speed up the process, but of course, for some of these high-end installs, we do recommend that you do some calibration using CalLens software, which these projectors are all ISF certified. All right. The color is also, I think, we had the tour, Keith brought you and you took a look at the 3-chip, 3 LCD engine. We've explained that. This passes 100% of the RGB color signal, 3 chips, 3 LCDs, red, green, and blue, pass through those LCD panels, through a prism, get recombined, and you have a beautiful image. And now we'll talk about detail. And we're able to achieve better detail and expression with high brightness. We continue to use our precision shift glass plate. Pass these around as well. And I think you heard me say this before because I'm an audio guy, right? There's 4 tiny high precision voice coils that are mounted in the shifter, and they wiggle. Voice coil, magnet, voice coil, magnet, voice coil, magnet, voice coil, magnet, and they shift the panel so that you're painting a full 8.3 million pixels on screen. So this is not 4 million pixels on screen. This is 4K, 3840 by 2160 into the projector, and 3840 by 2160 on the screen. We'll do some demonstrations against some native 4K panels. I know a lot of our dealers are like, do you have native 4K? Do you have that? We don't have native 4K, but the reason for our native 4K is because of brightness. You cannot achieve this level of 4K picture at the same level of brightness. It's not possible because of the structure. And we're passing this part around so you can take a closer look. But I'd like to, actually I'll explain this. Yeah, I'll explain this. What we're doing is we're painting as we're shifting. We're shifting the pixel to position A, the plate to position A, position B, position C, and position D at 240 cycles per second. So we are able to paint 4K at 120 hertz on the screen. And interesting experiment, you can take your iPhone out and put it into slow motion mode and take a look at the competition's video and you'll see something jiggling, right? So you can actually take your own iPhone and look at that performance of the competitors' projectors. But the reason for this is because we have this high-speed, high-temperature polysilicon display, LCD panel, that allows for this precise pixel control. That's what's happening here. And is able to enable 120 hertz refresh capability. We are increasing the capability of our processor with the QZX picture processor. The picture processor is responsible for HDR. We support up to HDR10 plus in the QB1000. The dynamic tone mapping is new to us. We'll explain the strategy behind that. Stereographic gamma, super resolution, frame interpolation, auto contrast enhancement, the panel drive, the shift, and then the shift plate is all controlled by this picture processor. But what it's able to do is create some beautiful pictures. So this is quite a slide. I'm going to bring Mizutani-san up to explain this. This is awesome technology. But I think maybe simple explanation.
To achieve better contrast details, we are adapting new technology each time. And now from Q series, we have added dynamic tone mapping function. It will change the HDR tone curve depending on the brightness of each scene. So by adapting dynamic tone mapping, it will reduce whiteout and too dark image to show better detail. Thank you.
Various projector manufacturers have strategies on how dynamic tone mapping algorithms work. The dynamic tone mapping algorithm that's deployed in our new Q series is tuned for bright room performance. So we'll explain that, based on the color mode, dynamic tone mapping will be on, it may be off, but there are ways that you can optimize, and the training, the technical sales team will have tips on how to optimize for your application, and we'll show some of those demos later today. All right, the last section is ease of setup, okay? The big benefit is ease of setup. I'm happy to announce we have web control on our projectors. I come from Yamaha, and our Alamitos receivers have web control. And I came to Epson, I'm like, no web control! Remote control, down, enter, left, no! We need web control. So now we have web control. So I'm so glad that we have this. We had a chance to check it out. You probably recognize this guy name? Jason Dustall from AV Approach, Meridio, ISF instructor. And he was jazzed about this. We were looking at this for the first time, actually. And it's amazing. It cuts down your time maybe 30%. But the frustration factor just goes away, right? Because you don't have to pick up this, frankly, ugly remote control. But you just get on your PC, type in the IP address, log into the projector, and now you're doing everything by mouse. And if you have a monitor right here with your CalMan software, you're just looking at the CalMan screen and your laptop and going back and forth and making adjustments. So there's no need to down, left. No, it's all on the computer. So this saves so much time in terms of calibrating the projector and setting up the projector.
What if you're gonna have the computer on what if you're gonna have the projector on the network? Can you plug in locally your laptop to and get like a static IP from it?
That's a good question. You guys hear that question? Yeah, the question was, can you plug in directly into the projector from, I don't know. Let me find out. Yeah.
Just set up a router.
Yeah, you can set up a router.
Oh,
You
okay.
could. But let me find out. I'll find out if we
Because
can
there
do
are other
that.
brands that can do that, not with projectors, of course, with amplification.
Sure.
Where
Yeah.
they have its own IP address, you wanna plug right in,
Right,
and then if you plug it on the network, it automatically gets the HCP and.
right, yes, yeah, understand that point. Yeah, we will find out if we can do just a direct connection. I know you can do projector to projector on the commercial side, but I'll find out if we can just log in, locally from your laptop via a LAN cable. And Tommy?
Is this gonna be on both QB and QL? models?
Yes, both for QB. Is it going to be on both QB and QL? And the answer is yes.
What about the 12,000? Can it be?
12,000, not today. Yeah.
Can you save, like a
Save
profile
sessions?
file, save session and then like back it up and reload?
Yes, you can do that. We were able to do that. And we can load that into another projector so that if we have, a certain setup with maybe calibration or throw distance, it's the same room, same color, same screen, dial it in and you're ready to go. Any other questions? All right. All right, connectivity. This is the back panel. HDMI 2.1 ports, a LAN port, a few USB ports. We still support serial. Got rid of those on Alamitos, but we support serial here. And 3.5 millimeter audio. All right,
No 12-volt trigger?
I'm sorry?
No 12-volt trigger?
There's a 12-volt trigger on QB, no 12-volt trigger on QL. You can buy a Control 4 12-volt trigger that will trigger the Control 4 driver to, or other way around. The projector will trigger the 12-volt trigger output from that little box to lower and raise the screen.
Okay.
All right, any other questions? We have been working more closely with the control systems manufacturers to ensure that these projectors are compatible. This is one role that I brought over from Yamaha, having relationships directly with all of these folks. So for Control 4, we know there are issues with the 12,000 driver, and that is being resolved. Okay, we will have, actually Control 4 Snap will have a new driver released to take care of this issue. We've been working with Crestron, we've been working with Josh, and we've been working with URC directly, and a few others that will be named. And if not, the generic PJ Link driver does also work with these projectors. Finally, connectivity, HDMI 2.1. What we are also doing today is we are working directly with Microsoft, with Apple, with Kaleidoscape, with Sony and their PlayStation, and we're ensuring that these products work fluidly with those products that connect via HDMI. You can see the HDMI engineering team here from SEC. They visited Los Angeles in October of 2023. I remember that because traffic was hell getting back home from Los Angeles, from LAX. But yeah, CTA Plug Fest, we meet with not only these folks, but other folks with HDMI test equipment. But we're able to support HDMI 2.1, FRL, 40 gigabits per second, 10 lanes. 4K 120, and actually new is 2K 120. And the reason why 2K 120 is important is because if you have an older AVR that doesn't support 2.1, you can still pass 2K 120 and have a really great gaming experience at 2K 120. All right? So projector, old AVR, Sony PlayStation PS5, you get 2K 120. You can't do 4K 120 because the AVR doesn't support that pass-through, but you can with 2K 120. We support HDR, HLG, HDR10, HDR10 Plus on the QB1000. Because we're so bright, we're able to support more of the HDR curve. So that's a really big advantage. And new for these projectors is auto low latency mode, ALLM. We will support ALLM, so when there's a game that supports ALLM and it triggers this flag, it'll turn off all video processing or any audio processing and ensure that your gaming performance is lag-free, less lag-free. So you're not like, missing a hit, missing a shot because the audio system is, trying to process some audio or process some video. All right, so in summary, QB1000, 3300 lumens of equal color brightness, ultra black contrast, ECR10 plus dynamic tone mapping, 4K 120 LLM, web setup, and IP control, $79.99.
Nice.
QL3000, 6000 lumens, Epson premium lenses compatible, ECR10 dynamic tone mapping, 2.1, 14120 LLM, web setup and IP control, $14,999. Right, higher price points, way higher. The bad boy, the QL7000, 10,000 lumens, premium lenses compatible, same thing, ACR10, dynamic tone mapping, 120, web setup, IP control, and $29.99. We're working to get you guys really good margins on this, which Jason will talk to you about tomorrow. But yes, count on 35 silver, 40 for gold, and yeah, it's gonna be great. You guys can make money, our dealers can really make money as a part of that system that they're installing.
Tommy, what are the electrical requirements for the Q?
120.
120?
Yeah. Precise, compact, and efficient. Oh yeah, the question was the power requirements Tommy was asking, so 120, you don't need to for it. Joaquin?
I stepped out of the booth for a little bit, so I don't know if I missed it, but is there a 10,000 lumens, is there any as a result that you have to be concerned about?
Actually, that's a really good question. No? Okay, the question was, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, I guess the question was, has certificate?
Safety.
Yeah, safety, yep, safety. We have warning labels, but, Jason, you said no?
Would we,
My turn. We don't require the laser, there's it's like a course that you can go through that talks about laser safety, so you don't, have cause eye damage, that sort of thing. That product doesn't start until 20,000 lumens. So with this being at 10, this would fall under the same as a, laser light source output. It doesn't, the FDA certification is not required. Is that what you're asking?
yes,
Okay. I mean, I still wouldn't look at it, it's pretty bright.
yeah.
Tom?
So is the M15 in the box, or all these prices are without?
These are prices without lens. Yeah, these are prices without lens. Lens is sold separately. And the gold topper is also sold separately.
And the reason behind that, obviously, when you think about, when we talk about sustainability and who we are as a company, we don't want to give you a lens that you may not be using, and then the trash or ends up in the marketplace, it's wasteful. And so, in order to sell the proper lens solution, because the throws will vary, obviously. So, I got a couple questions here,
So with the color, how are we addressing like Rec 2020 or DCI color space, anything like that?
Rob stepped out. Do you want Rob to? It's on our plan to talk about. It's just
Okay.
not right here.
That's
We'll
fine.
get
Good,
that.
Good.
Tracy.
Yeah, the QB series 16 by 9 chipset and the other QL 16 by 10 chipset.
16 by 9.
All of them are 16 by 9.
These are all 16 by 9 panels.
Vanessa.
Are they gonna be the same as the Pro Cinema history or warranty and system of it, or?
Warranty.
She's asking about the warranty.
3 years, yes. Pro Cinema warranty. Powered.
No mount in the box. No mount.
On the MO8, there's a sacrifice, right?
Correct. We can, the fringe area of the screen, there's the biggest hit in brightness. We don't have any figures, but we can probably find out from our Japan team. Yeah.
I know QB comes with the lens, doesn't it?
QB comes with the lens. QL uses the optional Epson premium lenses.
Yeah, so QB's a fixed lens, the same exact lens that's in the LS12000. So you're used to that, same chassis, that similar design. The ring is different, it's gold versus silver. On the QL series, those are interchangeable lenses. So you have the option. And none of the Q series will have a mount in the box, even the QB.
It'll work with the same CHF 4500 or?
You can use the same as the LS12000, and it is available for purchase. Vanessa?
Is the brightness gonna be affected depending on the source of
question, Jason?
Yeah, so the question was, is the brightness gonna be affected depending on which lens you're using, similar in the, like EBPU and the EBPQ series? And yes, and the tool will talk about the brightness drop. That is one of the things that we look at with the, MOA. It's got some, you know, the light path that absorbs some of the light and doesn't have all the capability to transmit the light.
Questions up front?
Is there a cinemascope lens for the QL series?
Today, there is no CinemaScope lens for the Q series.
Let me ask you a question. If you had a native CinemaScope lens, how important is that? Like a little hand raise, a lot of hand raise? I'm trying to judge by your hand raises. A little.
What is kind of in the middle?
So if you had it, so the chip is 16.9, right? So it's a native 16.9 chip. It would still use your V stretch, horizontal squeeze, that sort of thing. But if we built that in and you had a lens, an interchangeable lens, that the lens aspect ratio was a native ultra wide, how important is that? I know Jeremy's talking about it.
I think it would be market dependent, right?
One bigger one.
For us, we don't do family rooms, so for us, it's mainly theaters, and if it's a theater, it's gonna be CinemaScope. So for us, it's really high percentage.
We're talking to Sean Kelly.
I would say it is important on the, not on the QB, but
Right.
on the QL.
QL.
I would think it would be important to have that option. It's a great differentiator. Yeah.
Great differentiator, okay. So it won't be quick if it comes. I'll tell you that right now, because that hasn't really, we've just started toying with the ideas. I think Jeremy was one of the first people to bring it up to me. And so we kind of talked about it with our Japanese counterparts, but that R&D hasn't started on what that, basically, an market lens would look like.
Some markets are gonna be much more good.
Right.
So with that said, I'm sorry.
So go ahead, Joaquin.
So with that said, is it gonna be able to zoom out? Because again, for us, we have a lot of CinemaScope.
Yeah, it's
So
just like
it's either have to
repeat it.
zoom out with
Is,
recess.
the question is it going to be able to zoom out? And,
And lens presets.
yes.
Yes.
And we have lens presets.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they have the processing where you can use it with the pan more, like where it will stretch the image and then you can try to pan more things.
So we have V stretch and horizontal squeeze in the QL.
The fixed height.
I have to check that, but I don't, yeah,
We'll
we'll
back that.
check that. Yeah. Got that, Kiana?
Okay. V stretch in the QL.
V stretch in the QL.
So if you're zooming out the CinemaScope, you guys have blanking like you do in the commercials?
Yes.
So it's, you can blank.
You can blank that.
And there's blanking on the current, like LS12,000 as well. The commercial has wider blanking range. You can blank even further. Yes?
Have we addressed the stepping when we zoom in and do the presets? Sometimes the step doesn't really,
Go back to the
Go back to the
location. So the question is there a little bit of, as you do your presets, you zoom out, zoom back in, there's a little bit of like shift, right, where it doesn't line back exactly. Have we refined the motor? I know the motor's moving and it's like the
I
stopwatch.
know the QL is a lot more precise, but yeah.
So,
It's a lot more precise.
I don't know if we have a measurement spec to share with you on that, but.
and these are all front ventilated, right? The airflow goes through the front?
It goes through, yeah. Actually, I forgot to do this. Ooh. Again, you see the airflow design. I mean, the benefit of having this unique design is we're able to redirect the airflow precisely for that, to make it more quiet and to make it perform more cool. So, you know, welcome to come up after this presentation and take a look at the connector panel, just beautiful design.
And the QB is similar to the LS12,000 case in that it goes into the front and out to the front?
Exact
So
same.
you can put it in a cavity?
Correct.
The issues?
The QB and the QB 1000 and the LS 12,000 use the same chassis.
I think we're done.
Jim?
Maybe I missed it. Can you guys tell me what does the B stand for and the L stand for?
Oh, good question, Jim. What does QB stand for and what does QL stand for? What we've been saying internally to make it memorable is QB stands for black rooms. So the performance of the QB is for dark room cinema. QL means light rooms. So rooms with sufficient light, you're able to cut through that ambient light and display a full 6,000 lumens of color and white brightness, or 10,000 color and white brightness.
Along with that, a more technical reason behind having to have a QB and a QL, two different designators, is because you've got one that's an interchangeable lens chassis, and so with the interchangeable lens chassis and so on, it's a little bit different.
Makes sense, okay, thank you.
We'll put that in the presentation, thank you. Any other questions? I mean, we'll be around, right? We're gonna be doing some demos in a moment. One more question.
Similar in a nitpicky way, what is with the model numbers not matching the limits?
Yeah, I know. I know.
What do you mean, 3,000 lumens, and then say you take the square root of 7?
All right, without, arigato. Thank you so much. Welcome to Epson. We're gonna have some demos in the computer room. I guess bio break, Jason?
Yeah, let's take a bio break. Again, the bathrooms, you can go all these doors down the hallway to the behind the ATM. Feel free to come up and check out both of the chassis and keep the questions coming. And let's take a good 10 minutes.
We've got the golden credit too.
Yeah.
Hey, if I can have everyone's attention, please. I found this. Ah, it works. This here. Okay. So we've got okay, so we're going to break into two groups. We're breaking into two groups to do the theater room demo, because the theater room
capacities, seating capacities a little less. So I need everyone in, so we're gonna do half lunch and then half in the theater. Why don't we take the more eastern reps, because it's later for you all, and go to lunch first. And then we'll do the western side of the country, go do the demo first. And then we'll swap. It's about a 30-minute-ish. So Pine Design, I'm trying to map in my head over Pine Design, Redwood, Connected. Then we get to, I need to get to about 20. 6, 2, 8, yeah, Rockies West. If you'll go to the demo first, we're gonna take you over to the Epson theater. And then total damages for so Rockies West, if you'll meet outside on the patio, walk over to the theater. And then lunch will be, for everyone who's saying lunch will be in the cafeteria, right? You can grab welcome after here, there's tables, it's all outside.
Yes.